Hello, everybody, and welcome to high school football here on the Solano College Sports Network as the Rodriguz Mustangs are playing host to the Bethel Jaguars. We are here in Fairfield, California for an interesting matchup tonight. Nice breeze, cooled down. It was hot earlier, so now we should be in for kind of a windy, cool night tonight. My name is Blake Molina. Joining me tonight in the booth is going to be Drew Kirby and Miles Meadow. So, Drew, I'm going to go to you first. What can you tell us about the visiting Jaguars today?
Well, you know, it's still early in the season, but the Bethel Jaguars started off 0-2. They lost 36-0 in their opener and 60-12 in their second game. So, you know, the biggest question for this team is, can they score the ball? And for that, you know, you got to be able to throw the ball. Looking at sophomore Kylan McNeil, QB number 31. It's not too often we see a sophomore QB playing, getting reps. So, you know, being able to be out here as just a sophomore, it's pretty spectacular. And, you know, the best way to get some offense going is to look at your playmakers. I'm looking at number 23, Cameron Usher. He's a junior, but, you know, it's kind of like he's a utility guy. We've seen him at running back and maybe at some wideout. So, you know, I'm looking for him to make some big plays tonight.
Yeah, always good when you have a young quarterback. You can build up chemistry and build up a future, especially a sophomore. That's a couple years to build on. Miles, I'm going to go to you, your former team and the home team. What can you tell us about this Mustang team?
Yeah, Blake, how could I not talk about senior running back number 11, B.J. Bentley Williams, who has over 400 yards through the Mustangs' first 3 games, averaging over 130 rushing yards per contest. You know, personally, I can attest to this kid's work ethic as he used to get to school at 6 a.m. 6 a.m., Blake, to get morning workouts and lifts in the weight room. Just a testimony to how hard this kid works, as well as a testimony to Coach King's dedication to the success of his players. Look for the both of them to continue to dominate in this one.
Yeah, hey, Bentley Williams getting up at 6 a.m. to work on his craft. I wish I can do that, but instead go to the gym. So I give him all the props and respect in the world. Well, we're going to be right back before the kickoff, but just a quick word from our sponsor, James Thomas Media, your one-stop shop for all your video media needs. And we're just moments away from kickoff here to start this game. The Bethel Jaguars visiting the Rodriguz Mustangs. This is definitely going to be an interesting game. Rodriguz is actually coming off a 42-20 loss, and they had some players, especially quarterback Dylan Burke, who did not have the greatest of games. 7 of 21, 70 yards, no touchdowns, and threw for a pick. So definitely looking for a bounce-back game from him. Obviously, we talked about earlier, Bentley Williams has just been on fire, and I'm sure he'll continue that going into this game. But, you know, they might need to switch it up and maybe get Burke back going, and that might cut into Bentley's touches, but I highly doubt that. All right, and it looks like Bethel's going to be kicking off.
Mustang fans, let's get on our feet, and let's make some noise!
All right, and here we go. Kind of a short kick there. And Rodriguz going to get stopped just right before that halfway mark. That was number 1, Andre Adruzla, getting a little yardage there.
Yeah, once again, look for the Mustangs to come out and establish the run in this one.
Oh, it's first play run.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And
I don't even have the playbook.
Just looking at the matchup, they just look more physical than that Bethel Jaguar defensive front. So for him to get some tread right here.
All right, and Dylan Burke back. Looking. Nice catch there. And oh, what an opening start for the Mustangs. Taking it downfield, Jamar Missouri, one of 3 Missouri brothers. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of them both on offense and the defensive end tonight.
Yeah, didn't get the greatest of look at that plays, but they had us all fooled on that one, as it looked like right there Missouri down blocked, play action pass, and caught one in the flat and took it up the sideline.
1st and 10, Rodriguez already right there in striking distance. Hand off to Bentley Williams, and he's going to truck through some defenders and pick up some yardage. Williams coming off a 27 attempt, 122-yard rushing game. He also contributed 2 touchdowns in that loss to the Christian Brothers High School. So again, he's been just great all season, even in their kind of lower moments. Fake handoff there, and Burke is going to take it himself, and he's going to get in, and that's going to be a quick touchdown for the Mustangs. Dylan Burke running it in to start this off, and we've seen his mobility. It's there. He just sometimes doesn't like to put it on display.
Yeah, and a great display of instincts right there as well, recognizing that defender sealed that left edge right there, able to cut it back across the field and get in for the 6.
Only 3 plays that drive. I mean, that's a great way to start the game.
Yeah, that is a great way and an impressive way. Like you just said, Drew, 3 plays, that's all it took. I mean, that's incredible. Extra point is good. So Rodriguez will take a 7-0 lead quick in this one. Still plenty of time left. Oh, looks like a late flag.
I believe that one's going to go against the Jaguars, as might have an unsportsmanlike conduct.
It's too early for all that. You're only down 7-0. You don't need to be doing that, especially on the kick, or on the PAT, excuse me.
Personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct called against the Jaguars. Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Well, Rodriguez is going to get ready to send it away to the Jaguars. We'll get a kind of a first look at this offense and see what they can do. They're right now, start of the season, they're 0-2, as Drew pointed out in the beginning here. 36-0 their first game, 60-12 in their second. So they've only scored 12 points throughout 2 games. That's definitely going to need to change, especially against this Rodriguez team, who not only have a high-octane offense, but their defense is tough and gritty.
Yeah, and just knowing Miles King and his coaching staff, I know they're looking to bounce back after a porous defensive stout last week against Christian Brothers, as they let up 42 points. Coach King definitely takes pride in his defense, and I know in practice all week they've been honing in on it and really looking to shut this Jaguars team out.
Yeah, 2 guys on the Rodriguez defense I'm looking at. Number 2, Marcy Seiss, and then number 5, Trevor Cromie, who is just a tackling monster. You're always going to see him, whether he's assisting the tackle or getting it himself. He's always going to be around looking for some tackles. All right, so Bethel's going to play the long game. They got a lot of field to cover, and we're going to get a first look at this offense and see if they could drive it up on this Rodriguez defense.
Yeah, also something to look at that could be indicative to why Bethel hasn't had such a potent offense this year is a lot of those same starters on defense are going both ways, and they're on this offensive end right here.
Yeah, that's got to be tiring no matter who you're playing, but when you're playing a team like Rodriguez where they're good on both sides of the ball, that's going to be some trouble. So we're going to see how they manage their players tonight. And Bethel's going to start with a handoff. He's going to get nowhere. They're going to hand it off. That was number 22, Keontae Rux, the junior.
And that's big number 59 and 58, Keyshawn, and Big Tim, as we used to call him, just blowing that play up right there in the middle.
Yeah, Keyshawn, Miles, as you just mentioned, he was there to help the tackle. He actually leads the team in sacks. He's got 2. I'm looking for that number. I'm kind of surprised by that number in general for the Rodriguez defense. I feel like they can get to the quarterback a little better than some of the teams, and I want that number to go up, not as just individually, but as a team, the sack numbers. That's one of my keys for this one. Hand off again, and this time picking up a few. It's going to be Rux, one more.
Another good job right there by that defensive front by the Mustangs, number 9. We got the middle brother of the Missouris just sealing that edge there, forcing that running back inside and letting those other dogs eat.
Not sure if I'm a fan of that play call. I mean, that first rush didn't go anywhere, and you do it again. I'm not sure if I like that. See what happens this play.
See if they decide to switch it up here. It is 3rd and 10 for Bethel. And fakes the handoff. McNeil. He's getting rushed, and he's got nowhere to go. Man, that pass rush by the Mustangs came quick and fast.
And forced McNeil to throw that one over by us over here. And interesting defensive tactic right there by the Mustangs. 3rd and long, passing down, but they still had their corners pressed up and did a good job there by enabling them to keep the receivers in front, stay on them, and got good pressure, forcing an incompletion.
All right, and now Jaguars are going to punt this one away pretty quick. 3 and out for them, as Rodriguez's defense is already starting off tough. And, oof, not the best kick there, as it's going to go out around the 43. Say about the 43. Might be a little off there. And that's going to set the Mustangs up for some very solid field position here. I want to see Burke maybe take a shot here.
Yeah, and something to note as well, something we haven't seen thus far from the Rodriguez offensive unit is last series they went no huddle on offense. So let's see if they keep that trend going.
All right. Again, as I said earlier, a nice cool night here in Fairfield, California compared to earlier. It felt like a summer day today, very hot, and it's really cool down here, really nice. Me personally, I'm a cold weather person, so I'm enjoying this. I don't know about you guys, but
I second that.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not the only one. Yeah, I'm not against. I was born in the summer too. I'm just not one for the heat. Handoff there, and that's Bentley Williams. He's gonna take a defender for a ride and pick up some yards, just short of that first down. Gain of 8 there, so it's 2nd and 2 for Rodriguez. Burke looking, and he's taking that shot I was talking about. And oh, he caught it! Jamar Masuri. What a catch, and he didn't score the touchdown, but man, that control to stay in bounds was amazing. What a catch.
And again, I'm loving the tempo of this offensive unit. Those 2 plays, both no-huddle plays, and I think that's coming from the coaching staff as a tactic. Like I previously mentioned, they're starting on both sides of the ball, the Jaguars are. So looking to tire them out here.
Some miscommunication there on Rodriguez's part. Looks like they wanted to go hurry up. And Miles King saw something, and he called timeout. Smart move. I like that from a coach. You know, I got to give him his flowers. You know, you see something wrong, he called that immediately. It didn't take a minute or two. He called it immediately. He knew something was up right away, and I like that. So we'll see what they do here coming out of this timeout. Looking to put more points on the board, and they're scoring. They're scoring quickly. And they're ready to go already too. All right, and the Jaguars defense heading back out there, so we're going to get this one underway again. Rodriguez right there in scoring position. Yep, doing that same little hurry up like they were going to do. Handoff, Bentley Williams kind of ran into his own guy. Oh, and he's going to get it in for a touchdown. He's going to reach over. Those long arms of Bentley Williams, and he's already on the board as Rodriguez has their second score, and there's only been about 4 minutes of play in this game.
Yeah, great extra effort right there from Bentley, able to reach across and break the plane and get in for 6.
Yeah, that stretch at the end, I thought he was a yard short, so good job on his part. Those long arms came in handy for number 11. Extra point's going to be on the way here. Just a moment, as it is good. So the Mustangs are coming out hot, and I think also they're coming out a little aggressive because they're mad after that loss we talked about, 42-20. That's kind of unlike them to take a loss like that, as this is, as we've talked about, a pretty well-rounded team on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, again, that was only 3 plays that drive. I mean, I feel like Bethel, if they wanna stop them, they gotta start them way down at the 20 and much less the 50.
Yeah, you know, Dylan Burke though, he kind of has that, you know, kind of kept hitting cannon where even if they kind of start him back there, I mean, he can take a shot deep if he wants to. He just he's a little conservative about it, which isn't bad. You know, you don't want to hurt the arm or throw it out. You know, you don't want to be going deep all the time, but make no mistake, if he wants to, he's got a cannon. He can air it out.
If there was ever a night to do it, it'd probably be nice right now.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot worse nights out here with this breeze.
Yeah. Oh, couldn't come up with that. Nice recovery there by the returner. And he's going to get sandwiched on their own 15-yard line.
Tackle by number 25.
A little slow to get up. That is number 23, Cameron Usher, who we talked about at the start here. One of their playmakers, utility player Drew, as you pointed out, can do a little bit of both with running back and receiver. He also plays corner on defense, so not a good sign to have any injuries, of course, but this one could be a potential big loss if it's something serious, which we hope it's not. So now the Jaguars are going to have to get a little creative. Not only due to their field position, but due to the loss of their utility player for the time being. Handoff, almost lost it. Nice little recovery, but can't pick up too much yards there. As Rux still looks to be the main ball carrier for this Jaguar offense.
Yeah, and as a former quarterback, I can always appreciate a good fake and a good ride by your quarterback when handing off the ball to the running back, which number 31, Kylan McNeil, did, as he rode the ball well. Just what it does, it gets the defensive eyes going in different positions. Just makes them think for that extra second whether or not you have the ball.
All right, so 2nd and 8 here for Bethel. See what McNeil does. Decides to hand it off. Again, it's Rux. Not getting too much, but staying on his feet to get a few extra yards. Good hustle and effort there from the tailback. And for the Rodriguez side, Christian Gordon looked a little, looks like he's grabbing his hand. A little grimace there, but he seems okay.
Yeah, 3rd and short right here. Look for maybe a play action. Have a lot of space over there on that far boundary to get some yards and get the ball to your playmakers in open space.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 3 here for Bethel. The Jaguars looking to get a first down. McNeil showing off his mobility and faking a few defenders, but unfortunately he's going to be stopped. And there's Trevor Cromney on the tackle. One of the guys I highlighted for this team. Again, he's there's someone about to be tackled, he's going to be there either assisting it or he's going to be getting it himself. He's a tackling machine.
Not sure if that one was a designed quarterback run or rollout to the left, but if it was indeed a rollout play where you're trying to get your quarterback in space, you got to seal off that edge right there so he has a throwing lane to get out and hit his receivers.
Yeah, I think there was just a little confusion there. I think he kind of thought that, and then he saw the pressure and maybe thought, oh, okay, maybe I need to take off and then kind of look around. But, you know, you can only do so much at one time. There was a lot going on. So, unfortunately, the Jaguars couldn't come up with anything. They're going to punt it away again. Kind of a shorter kick once more. And this one's going to drop within the 40-yard line. So Rodriguez again is going to have some very good field position. And Drew, this could be another sequence, the third sequence, where they could only run 3 plays and get a score potentially.
Yep.
I'm going to keep track this time too. I'm gonna tally it, just so I know. All right, and let's see what Rodriguez does to open this drive. And the fake to Bentley Williams. Oh, Burke was looking to take off, but nice read there. And that's actually the quarterback, Kylan McNeil, playing some defense as well. Playing that outside linebacker spot, getting the quarterback, getting Burke down. Very interesting, Miles. You pointed out earlier in the game, you know, that's kind of a dangerous game to play, having your offense play defense and vice versa. We'll see what that does later on in the game. But your quarterback out there getting tackles, that's some crazy stuff from my eyes.
Yeah, for sure. Back in my playing days as a quarterback, you would have never caught me on the defensive end of the field. And if I was, I definitely wouldn't have been up there making tackles. So kudos and hats off to Kalen right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel bad he's got to be out there as your quarterback playing defense. But, hey, if you're making plays, you're making plays. And it looks like, yeah, we're going to get a false start here. It's going to go on Rodriguez. So that's going to set them back just a little bit.
Offsides against the Jaguars.
Oh, no, excuse me. It was on the Jaguars. Looked like the flag was on the Rodriguez side of the field from where I was standing. My apologies. So that's going to bump them up 5 yards. So it's 2nd and 6. Handoff there from Burke. And, oh, stopped again on that run play. That was number 8, Dennis Watson. A sophomore safety wide receiver combo.
Yeah, good discipline right there as they fake the inside zone, and Dylan Burke handed off on the end around right there. Good discipline and good eyes right there from your outside back, are able to stick to his gap and make the play.
Yeah, Drozla for the Mustangs just couldn't get anywhere. He kind of got trapped as Burke is going to take it for himself. And he's going to get that first down. If not, he'll only be a yard or so short, but I'm pretty sure he got that. As Burke showing off that mobility and that speed as a quarterback.
Ball's at the 29-yard line. 4th and 1.
Wow, they're going to call him short. 4th and 1.
Let's go, defense!
And it's like Coach King's going to call his 2nd time out of the game.
Timeout Mustangs.
Using those timeouts quick. Kind of surprised by that, but you know what? I'm not questioning Coach King because he just, you know, the first few games we've done, I've seen some good things. But, Miles, can you attest to that? Is that kind of just maybe change of mind? They're going to punt it away? Did he see something? What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. This is a crucial down right here. 4th and 1 and plus territory, and with the chance to go up 3 scores, and not saying 3 scores puts this one away, but it gives you a really comfortable lead anytime you go up 3 scores in the first half, just really depleting and deflating towards the other team. So I like the timeout. It's a good call. You see something you don't like on a crucial down like this, call a timeout, get your right play calls, get your right play set, and pick it up.
Yeah, and that offense is marching back out, so they're going to go for this one. As you said, this is crucial. Even if they do turn it over, though, Bethel's going to get the ball, but their field position is going to be a little bit tough to work with, but maybe we'll see some magic. We'll see what happens here. I'd have to imagine this is a play designed for Bentley Williams.
Let's go, defense. Get ready.
As the refs having some extracurricular activities, couldn't spit out that word. Probably discussing what they're going to get to eat after this game.
Yeah, just going back to that last play really quick, I really like what I've seen from Dylan thus far. He was looking for the out route right there, but saw the defender sitting in the flat, had the presence and the awareness not to throw it, rolled out to his left, and was able to pick up a nice gain.
All right, 4th and 1. Oh, got him jumping. I believe that's what that timeout might have been, is to get him to jump, and it worked. The Jaguars took the bait.
First down, Mustangs.
And I don't know if you guys saw or if our cameras caught it, but last second, Dylan ran back to the sideline to get some information from Coach King, and I guarantee he told him either hard count or rush the line quick like he did, and it panned out.
Yeah, I just saw him come back onto the field. I did notice that. So we're going to see what he's going to draw up for us here, as it's 1st and 10 now. Rodriguez in scoring position. They're pretty close. Fakes the handoff to Williams, and he's looking. He's going to throw it up, and just a little long. That was intended for another Missouri brother. That one is number 4, Jermaine Missouri.
Yeah, not mad at that pass at all. I mean, 1st and 10, might as well go for it. Little smaller corner out there, so, you know, can't get mad at that at all.
And to your point, Drew, I think Jermaine may actually have a foot height advantage on that corner right there, so great call.
All right, Burke, he's going to look. And kind of a low pass, but it is caught and making some moves. Again, a Missouri brother. This time it's number 7, Jeffrey Missouri. And he's been kind of that he's been that utility player for Rodriguez. He's been receiving. He's got 8 receptions for 110 yards on the year and a touchdown. And rushing-wise, he only has 2 carries, but for 76 yards. So he's had some big runs, and he looks to be kind of the do-it-all for this Rodriguez team on the offensive end. 3rd and 10 here as Burke surveying the field. And what a catch. Jeffrey Missouri, we were just talking about him. He must have heard us. And he pulls in. That's his 2nd touchdown of the season. And that was a great catch. That was highlight play worthy, in my opinion, gentlemen.
I agree. I mean, great jump for that ball. I mean, you got to love it.
Yeah, and just like you were saying, Blake, Jeff, he's a jack of all trades. You'll see him catching touchdowns on the offensive end and in the secondary on defense, and you'll see him line up at safety, in the box, wherever. He can do it all, and another great play from a great playmaker.
Yeah, I didn't even address him on the defensive end. He's a monster back in the secondary, Miles, as you just pointed out, as he gets the score there. And Bethel almost got that block, but it's going to be good, and Rodriguez is going to take an early 21-0 lead. We still have about 3:21 left in this first quarter. Still plenty of time left for Bethel to make a run. Remember, in our first broadcast, Rodriguez got down 20-0 in the second quarter, and it looked like, you know, it was kind of going to be doom and gloom, and then a few plays caught up, and then the second half, they took over and ran away with it. So it's still anybody's game. There's plenty of time left in this one, but right now Rodriguez is just simply on fire, and it doesn't look like they can be stopped, but they need to be for this Bethel team to have a chance. As Rodriguez is going to get ready to send it away. Sean Angelo, excuse me, going to send this one away in just a moment here. And it looks like number 23, Cameron Usher, came back in the game after exiting early, potentially some cramps maybe, but he's back in there, and good to see that utility player for the Jaguars, and he could be used right now as they need some offensive spark to their game plan. And here we go. Angelo kicks it off. And, oh, there you go. We've seen a couple of those Usher dropping it, but recovering it, but not picking up too much there. And again, Jaguars starting in a tough spot. But let's see what this offense can do. Let's see if they can make most of their opportunities. Looking for their first win on the season. They are 0-2. Only 12 total points scored on for this team thus far going into this game. So that number definitely needs to climb up if they want to have any success this season. And McNeil hiking the ball. Handoff there to the runner and runs into a wall. That's Keontae Brooks, the junior. Just ran into about 3 Rodriguez defenders and had nowhere to go.
Yeah, just a sea of Mustang defenders right there. Once again, just showing great pursuit, great play recognition right there, and getting to the ball quick and in a hurry.
And one of those members to get him was number 5, Trevor Cromney. That man is literally everywhere on the defensive end. 2nd and 10 here for the Jaguars. Looking to switch it up, maybe take a shot down the field. Try something here as McNeil's looking, and he's taking that shot. But it's going to be incomplete as Marcy Sons, the safety, almost picked that off, just kind of fell out of his hands. And that was intended for the tight end, Darmani Jackson. And now it is 3rd down for the Jaguars.
Yeah, dropping that pick. Hate to do it to you, Marcy, but that's why you're on defense. And that one just fell right into his lap, but just wasn't able to hold tight on it and take that one in for the pick.
3rd and 13 now. Yeah, but Marcy, he might not have been able to catch that, but man, him and Cromney together, that's a scary duo on that defense.
And
they're just loaded on defense. I'm just taking those 2 guys in particular because they were part of the last 2 plays, but man, those 2 alone, that's just scary. And Cromney's looking to rush the quarterback. He almost got to him as McNeil was looking for number 17, Jalen Hurth, but couldn't get anything going for him. And now it goes to 4th and 13, and I wouldn't think they're going to go for it, but at this point you really never know. You got to get something going. But yeah, it looks like, they're going to punt it off. The smart thing to do, even though you're down, you need to get some offense. You're too close. You don't want them to score too quick. So smart play here by the Jaguars, but now they got to buckle down on defense. As McNeil's currently having a talk with his coach, Daniel Martinez. And, getting some big yards, but there is a flag thrown on that return.
Turn by number 7, Jeffrey Missouri.
There's one of the Missouri brothers. That's Jeffrey Missouri, who scored the last touchdown, but there is a flag.
There's a penalty flag on the field.
Regardless of whether or not this one's coming back, that was great instincts on display right there by Jeffrey Missouri, able to pick that ball up, really not in too much space with a defender close by, but able to scoop it up with perfect technique and take that one up the sideline for a big gain.
Yeah, man, Jeffrey Missouri is getting active early. I mean, we still have 3 quarters left to go and 2 minutes still in this one. He's on pace to have a monster game. And not only just on the offensive end, he's on the defensive end too. He can still come alive. So it's going to be scary hours pretty soon for the Jaguars if they don't figure it out. And that'll be a 15-yard penalty on the Mustangs, so that a good amount of that kick's going to come back, but they're going to still have solid field position. Right at the halfway mark, I would say. And let's see what Burke's going to do. Little quick pass there. And they're going to get him
Pass completed to number 17, Samuel Hall.
Samuel Hall getting some action there. Getting started here, getting everybody involved in this offense early is that's what Burke's doing. And I like that. Burke again, the handoff, Bentley Williams, but there are some whistles. Yeah, I think Rodriguez is going a little too fast, not only for Bethel, but for these referees too. And I think Bentley Williams would have had either a good amount of yards or might have just took it all the way home. We really won't know, and we'll never know, but we might see it tonight again.
Yeah, Blake, we know what we do know is that Bentley's got that get loose juice.
Absolutely.
So he can get gone and really quick and in a hurry. So I'd give it right back to him.
All right, and now we're at 1st and 11 here for the Mustangs as Burke is looking. Jermaine, Missouri is going to get some more yards, but again, some more dirty laundries on the field there. So unfortunately, that's going to come back. That's back-to-back plays now for the Mustangs that are coming back, and those would have been big plays. And the Missouri family, they're getting involved early. All three of them, Jermaine, Jeffrey, and Jamar. So this could be the Missouri family night. We'll never know. We'll have to wait and see it until this one comes to an end. But right now, they're all cooking. And, you know, we were kind of making jokes the last time, but, you know, those households, man, they got to be taught. You know, they're chirping at each other for sure. You know, oh, I'm doing this better than you, or this and that. The way them three are playing tonight, man, that's going to be an interesting household this weekend with the chatter. But that's the cool thing about having brothers. I can't relate. I have a younger sister. She's great. You know, no, she's great. But, you know, I always wanted that brotherhood. As Burke's going to hand it off. And another penalty flag, and that is Keelan Heiberg, the receiver, getting some rushing yards in there. Highball, excuse me, not Heiberg.
Looks like it may be another holding call against the Mustangs. Not sure, though. They might have got number 17, Samuel Hall, there, but we'll see.
Holding called against the Mustangs.
And they did.
And 3 plays in a row. We've had flags, and now they're backing up again.
Something interesting here, too, is when the Mustangs go to that trip side, only 2 Jaguar defenders are going out there, so. As you can see right here, run that bubble screen all day.
A lot of whistles going on over there. Looks like Miles King is talking to the refs about something. It didn't seem like he liked it, but either way, we're going to resume play here. 2nd and 15 for the Mustangs. 45 seconds left in this first quarter. Fake the handoff. And Bentley Williams. Oh, man. Showing off the get loose juice. Miles, I don't mean to take your catchphrase. And, man, just another flag, though, coming in there.
Well, I think this one's going to go against the Jaguars, Blake, as I may have saw a face mask there, and that was the only way they were going to bring Bentley down, is like you said, that get loose juice was on full display and in live effect right there.
Yeah, as the replay shows, Bentley Williams, and it looked like he was about to get stopped by number 12, Darius Scott, but instead gave him a little stiff arm and said, excuse me, I'm going to get by, and picked up about 5 extra yards there. So what a run by Bentley Williams. And yeah, Miles, you're right, that flag this time going against the Jaguars, but 4 straight plays with a flag. We want to clean that up just for and audience purposes.
You know, back on that last play, it was a great block by number 50, Brandon Coleman. You know, I feel like linemen don't get enough love and the praise that they deserve. So, you know, whenever I see a great block, you always got to call it out.
Well respected there. Quick little play for the Mustangs as Bentley Williams is going to tower in for another touchdown, his second of the game, and Rodriguez has a 28-0 lead with 17 seconds left in the first.
And I've seen over 20, actually over 30 Rodriguez Mustangs games, and I've never seen an offensive line fire out like that. Jesus, what a push from that O-line, and anytime you can go goal line set from 10 yards out and get in there, phenomenal.
Yeah, everything just seems to be clicking for Rodriguez on both sides of the ball, and their lines, defensive and offense, are playing stellar. And a little pushing and shoving from the Jaguars and the Mustangs.
17 seconds left in the first quarter. Your Rodriguez Mustangs 27 and the visiting Jaguar 0.
Looks like that was no good, too.
Yeah, with all that, the little commotion after, the kick was no good, so it is 27-0. They have some good breathing room. And, you know, for Bethel, don't put your head down just yet. There's plenty of time left in this game. You know, don't want to dig your grave too early. I mean, we're not even done with the first quarter, and we have a whole another half to play. So hopefully they don't put themselves down and they pick themselves up and get things started, because I'm here to see a good game. And I think this team, you know, they're a little short-handed compared to Rodriguez, as we talked about. They've got their offensive guys playing defense and so forth. So, you know, I understand you're probably starting to feel the effects a little bit, but it's early in the game. You got to keep going until the end.
Doesn't seem like they're too down. Those coaches out there are making a little bit of jokes.
All right, and almost stumbled there, but breaking a couple tackles. That's going to be number 6, Anthony Young, the sophomore running back. He also plays in the secondary when called upon. So now the Jaguar offense is going to come out to the field. And we'll see if they can make some magic happen here with 11 seconds left to go in the first. First and 10. Ball is on the 26 for Bethel. Still waiting for McNeil to take that big shot. He almost had an attempt the last time around, but threw into some heavy Rodriguez coverage. Looking. A little short pass there, but not going to get anything. Ezekiel Jones stopped, the senior wide receiver.
And I never like those plays to the short side of the field. Again, just limiting your range, limiting your boundaries, limiting your blocks, and limiting your field right there. So get that same play out in space. Your receiver has more room to work, and your blockers have more room to maneuver, as you got a lot more grass and a lot more green in front of them.
Yeah, I just think I mean, it's just, there's nothing wrong with that play. My thing is it's too early. That's more of a play where it's like maybe like 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3 type thing, or, you know, maybe you're just trying to get that first down no matter whatever down it is. But yeah, I think they should have took a shot first time. If it doesn't work out, you switch it up. If it does, you know, you gain some field. I mean, that's just, you know, it's like flipping a coin. It's either heads or tails.
You're absolutely right, Blake. And with a mind like that, Blake, you could be an OC somewhere. Who knows?
Oh, man, that would be great, but you know, I got other aspirations. And trust, I don't know if you guys want me calling football plays. I might always want to just go deep the whole time. I'd be a pass first. Let's just say offense. No disrespect to runners at all. One of my favorite player of all time is a running back, but I would definitely be a pass-heavy offense. And my QB would have to be mobile. I'm really on board with the mobile quarterback. It's starting to become more common than it was maybe, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, in not just high school and college, but in NFL as well. But, you know, I got to have someone that can move just in case that pressure comes, because you don't want a guy who's just going to be stuck there like that. You want someone who could, if they need to take off or get a few yards or throw on the run, but you got to be mobile.
Yeah, you almost had me sold when you said throw it deep every play, but you lost me once you started talking about running.
All right, and Jaguars here. Taking it. Oh, breaking some tackles. Lost the ball for a second. Darnell Jeffrey, the running back.
And just really showed a great burst right there. I mean, as soon as he got the ball, it looks like he accelerated quick.
Yeah, as the replay shows, for a second I kind of lost where the ball went, but then Darnell Jeffrey was just breaking a few tackles, or excuse me, more than a few. He took a couple guys for a ride and got that first down for the Jaguars. Nice little spark there. Let's see if they can keep it going and keep it consistent. Handoff and stuffed. Loss of yards. I knew that was coming right when he was getting tackled. Trevor Cromney in there for the tackle. That's not a shock. And man, the defense for Rodriguez, they're not, they have a comfortable lead to start and there's plenty of time left, but man, they're not showing any sort of resentment. They're going in. They're playing tough even with a big lead like this. And some people think, oh, that's kind of overkill, but at the same time, you know what? If you're the coach, if you're Coach King, I like that. He's got to be liking that. Show no mercy type thing. I'm not. It's kind of 50-50 depending on who you ask, but I'm here for it if you need it to be.
Still 10 minutes left in the second.
Oh yeah, no, plenty of game left. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, plenty. Yeah, we still have a whole nother half.
Yep.
Yeah. Timeout here. Rodriguez is going to take this one. Oh no, excuse me, Bethel's going to take this one this time. I was going to say Miles King's already burned through 3 timeouts, and we're not even at the end of the first half yet.
So the Mustangs just really dominated that first quarter. I mean, 20 on a 27-0 run right now, just scoring 27 unanswered in the first quarter. I mean, that's almost unheard of.
Yeah, they've really started out strong and impressive. And I mean, not only their offense is obviously putting up the points, but their defense is just holding it down, and they're making plays too, even though it's not flashy or anything like the big catch we saw from Missouri. I mean, they're still making plays. They're getting key tackles. They got 2 or 3 guys tackling one per. I mean, they're doing everything that they can, and they're doing everything right. So hopefully Bethel can find that chink in their armor, as they say. But right now, Rodriguez looks, I don't want to say unstoppable. It's getting a little too far ahead, but there's a word close to that. I would say that's what they are right now. Little miscommunication on that handoff there. That was intended for number 17, Jaden Hurth, but man, he was going to get sandwiched by that Mustang secondary. And one of those guys that was going to sandwich him was going to be number 7, Jeffrey Missouri. Zach Carvalho, the safety, number 13, was also there. 5 solo tackles. He's 4th on the team in total tackles, though, with 12. So he was definitely looking to add to those numbers. 3rd and 12 for the Jaguars. Might be a little predictable, but I believe it's time to maybe take another shot or kind of switch it up and try something different, because their offense right now, just the way it's being ran, just isn't really working. They've had a few plays where they've made some noise and drove up the field, but for the most part, this team just kind of needs to just kind of flip the switch and switch it up. All right, here we go. And going nowhere is McNeil as he tried to run away and got sandwiched. Zach Carvalho was there again, and number 34, Emil McPeters, the DN, the junior, he was there too. So Jaguars are going to punt this one away.
They have yet to get to the midfield point, which is only setting up their defense for failure.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, in the short period of time, it's been a tough one for Bethel. But man, they, you know, time is definitely on their side as there's still a lot of it left. But, you know, you don't want to take advantage. Oh, that is not a very good kick there, and that's going to set up Rodriguz pretty nicely. Andrea Drazula getting that one. And man, some great field position for Rodriguz.
It is located behind Rodriguz bleachers, and they will be leaving at halftime. Now's your chance to get
Wind's starting to pick up a little bit, but still nice and cool out here in Fairfield, California. A good night to play some football. Friday Night Lights. Burke deciding to go mobile, and
Another flag.
yeah, looks like that was intended for Kaylin Heiberg.
It's going to be defensive pass interference.
Oh, definitely. I saw that from a mile away. You know what, though, in a way, maybe kind of smart by Bethel, because that did kind of look like a score. If Heiberg would have juked that his defender, I think he would have scored there. So not the worst holding call, or excuse me, pass interference call you can have if you're the defense. But you know, you definitely want to limit those, and they're already, you know, Rodriguz is already close. You don't want to push them all the way up the field, and they're going to gain a few extra yards here and give them a even better chance than they had.
They're all set. Two members over there. Pass interference call against the Jaguars.
Oh, so there was an offset penalty. The Mustangs had an illegal man down the field, so pretty much we're just going to redo the down here. So that kind of worked. That worked in Bethel's favor. That kind of, you know, balanced out. They're not getting punished, but nor is Rodriguz. So Rodriguz is going to get another shot here at this one. 1st and 10, 9:09 left in this one. We still have another half to play. As Burke is going to hand it off to Bentley Williams, but he's going to get stuffed. And we had two guys come in there. That was number 52, Charles Fournette III, the senior O-lineman, and plays some inside linebacker. He was there. And then number 56, Bramel, or excuse me, number 58, Anthony Todingo, the sophomore, who also is on the O-line and the D-line. So they're doing double time, and they're double tackling. Well done. 2 and 15 here. Burke looking, kind of a short pass and a little low. And Bethel's defense starting to come alive here.
That was some great pressure by number 52, Charles Fournette. I like that. Something I like to see, and hopefully they can keep that going this rest of this game.
Yeah, and Jermaine Missouri was the culprit there for the reception. It was a little short pass there, but he got it nonetheless. Burke again. This time it's for Jeffrey Missouri. So, again, those Missouri brothers are getting some work. And he's going to get some extra yards, but there was a flag coming in there. A lot of penalties in this game already. Not a big fan of that. Even though Rodriguz has the lead, you know, if you're Coach King, you're going to want to clean up those penalties, and I'm sure that's going to be one of the first things he says in that halftime huddle.
Just on that one, Blake, just going back to that last play, 3rd and long, and once again, Mustangs came out in that 3-by-1 set, and yet again, the Jaguars only had 2 defenders matched up to guard 3 players, and that's why that quick bubble screen outright broke for so many yards. It was just advantage on the Mustangs, and if you're the Jaguars right there, I just think it makes more sense to maybe drop a guy out in coverage so you could match up on the outside instead of just rushing 4. Maybe just rush 3 and then play defense from there.
Yeah, kind of You got a great football mind, Miles. But, yeah, we'll see what happens here. Jaguars defense was showing some signs of life, and that's a good thing. As that penalty is going to be on them, so the Mustangs are going to get a whole new set of downs. And we'll see if they capitalize here. Hopefully Bethel's defense can stay alive. They're starting to come to here. Their offense is what needs to get going if they want to have a chance in this game, but the defense is a good start. Hey, someone's got to wake up eventually. Handoff there, Bentley Williams, that's number 11. And he's picking up yardage. And he's breaking some tackles, but he lost it, but it went out of bounds. Still a solid run. Just poking fun, don't want to be that guy, but come on, Bentley, you got to hold on to that one. Good run, though. I'm just giving him a hard time, but kind of lost it there at the end. I was, in the short time we've seen him, I'm a little surprised to see that. He's been pretty good with his ball security, but hey, you know what? It went out of bounds. It's all right. We make mistakes. We're humans. 1st and 7, 7:20 to go before we head to halftime. Burke, handoff to Bentley Williams. And he's going to jog in for a touchdown. Touchdown number 3 for him in this one.
And again, I mean, the Jaguars right there had a guy come through. It was number 52, Charles Fournette III, but wasn't able to bring Bentley down. And, Blake, there's 3 things in this life that are guaranteed. Death, taxes, and Bentley Williams is going to break that first tackle, which he did right there and got in for 6. So great job again by Bentley.
Those are good 3 keys to live by, especially if you're Bentley Williams, because you know what? You're absolutely right. That man's always breaking the tackle on those runs, especially on those first runs, like you said, Miles. Well said. And, oh, a little miss snap here for the extra point. That was kind of odd. But nonetheless, it's not going to be worth anything. And it's 33-0. Rodriguez is up. I wonder if the wind had something to do with that. That was really kind of weird. It looked like the snap was good, but there was some miscommunication.
And when I say this, I honestly don't think I'm getting ahead of myself when I say that Rodriguez may very well be en route to 60 tonight, as they have scored effortlessly on every series, and I believe they're going to continue to do so.
You know what? I'm not betting against you. I kind of have them maybe at that 50 mark, but you know what? If they get 60, it's not going to surprise me. And here we go. Angulo's going to send this one away. And solid. He's really just been kicking them off really well. As number 6, Anthony Young, the returner, not getting too much. Not really having too much breathing room to do anything. Special teams for Rodriguez has been breathing down their necks. As the Jaguar offense is going to come out. See if McNeil and Rux can try to get some points for this offense. I'd really like to see Cameron Usher, that utility player you mentioned, Drew, get some action too. Maybe the injury that he had in the start of the game, whether it was the hamstring or the cramps, not sure what it was, but maybe that's still kind of lingering on him. But he's one guy I'm looking for on the Jaguars offense to really get going. And there's going to be some dirty laundry on the field. That's not good for the Jaguars. They didn't even get to snap it off yet, and they're already getting backed up. 1st and 15 now, and they're on the 11. They got a lot of field to cover and to make up. Let's see if they can do it here and go in the half with a strong showing. Hand off there. And running. A lot of green jerseys over there. To bring down number 22, Keontae Rux, that junior running back. He's been kind of really the only guy on the offensive end to really kind of get things going, as he's made a few nice runs. And he actually picked up nothing on that one. I apologize. It looked like he picked up a few. Looked like he took a few players for some rides, but those few players stopped him. So 2nd and 11 for Bethel. See what McNeil can do here. McNeil surveying the field. Oh, definitely some miscommunication there. That was intended for number 4, Hezekiah Jones, the senior wide receiver. Looked like he ran a nice route, but kind of cut back a little too soon.
Yeah, and the closest player to that was number 7, Jeffrey Missouri. So like you said, Blake, a little miscommunication there. Looked like just from the snap as Kalen kind of paused and stood still briefly before letting that one go. So a little bit out of sync and out of whack for this Jaguars offense.
3rd and 11 coming up now. See if Bethel can get a first down, start to build some momentum for this offense. That hole's starting to get a little deeper, but again, crazy enough, there's still a really good amount of time left. I mean, we still have a whole another half plus this quarter, and a lot can happen. Kind of just throwing it up is McNeil. And yeah, I kind of have to agree with someone in the crowd just said, what are you doing? Because that was a little kind of just throwing it up. But the pressure was coming tough from that Rodriguez defense, and I guess he decided to get rid of it.
Yeah, I think I might have been the intended target there. As, we might have been closer to that ball than anyone on the field. I mean, like you said, Blake, not sure what he was thinking right there, but better than taking a sack, I guess.
I gotta say though, this defense has the Rodriguez crowd energized. You seeing that home crowd out there? They're on their feet. They're doing the wave. Something you like to see as a home team.
Yeah, from the games we've covered and even dating back to last year when I first did it, Rodriguez definitely, especially their student section I'm mostly talking about in particular, they get loud, whether it's on the defensive end, the offensive end. There was, they took back a kick one time, man, special teams, they were going crazy. They are a great crowd in general. Whether they're losing or winning, they try to keep their team in the game as long as they can with their energy, and they're doing it again in this one. And I used to think Vaca High, even back when I was going to high school, they really had that great crowd and stuff. But now, compared to the games we've done at Vaca High to here, I gotta give it to Rodriguez. And I'm not just saying that because we're here tonight. I truly do. The student section alone is carrying them, but man, their crowd, like you said, Drew, whether it's defense or offense, they get loud and they let not only their team hear it, but they let the other team hear it too.
In my opinion, may be a little biased, but I'd have to second that, Blake. I think that Rodriguez student section may be the best in the mill.
Hey, why not? You know what? They've been, we've been hearing them for our games, and they've been loud and energetic. Oh man, that's not a great kick there. Kind of a weird squib, and I'm sure that wasn't intended to be a squib. Jeffrey Missouri picking that one up.
Yeah, and I feel like that's just the story of tonight. For Rodriguez, every single drive, they're getting great positioning.
Yeah.
Position field, and, for Bethel, it's been the exact opposite.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just been, as they say, it's just one person's night's going the way they want it, and there's always one person whose night it's not going the way they want it to be, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. Rodriguez has everything going right for them, and unfortunately, Bethel has not, besides a few runs from their utility man, Anthony Young. And handoff here. Marcy Science picking up some yards, but good stop there from the Bethel defense. That was number 6, Anthony Young.
Number 2, Marcy Science.
Now, first and 10 here. Or excuse me, second down. Second and Burke throwing a. And Jermaine Missouri looked like he was tied up with his defender. That was really close to being called PI, but well done by the Bethel secondary there to kind of hold Jermaine Missouri in check right there, as I'm sure he's probably pleading his case for a PI. It is 3rd and 3 though, and Rodriguez. This is kind of the first time we've seen Rodriguez. They're a little bit on their heels. I know it's only, 3 and 2, but Bethel defense showing a little life these last couple plays. Marcy is in the backfield. Burke. And oh, what a pass, but unfortunately, Andre Andruzula, number 1, couldn't corral that one. That would have been a nice pass and a nice touchdown thrown by Burke, but Andruzula couldn't come up with that one. I think for his sake, we can say the wind's potentially starting to play a factor for these receivers. But at the same time, Miles, I think you can attest to this. Hey, if it's in your hands, you got to catch it, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And forget it being in your hands. If it's within 5-foot radius of you, if I'm your quarterback, you better come down with that one.
I can only imagine the conversations you were giving to your receivers that were dropping balls. That I wish I could be there for that. And Burke is in a little bit of trouble, but he's going to get the pass off. Might not be for too much to Jeffrey Missouri, but better than taking a sack, as he ran into some trouble.
And that was a great defensive series here by the Jaguars, as they were backed up into their own red zone and were able to come up with a stop and a turnover on downs to get the ball back. And this might be the best starting field position they've had all night.
Yeah, they sandwiched Missouri, and one of those guys that helped sandwich him was actually the running back, Keontae Rux, number 22, playing a little outside linebacker as well. And now Rodriguez is going to they're going to punt this one away, their first punt of the game. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They took over on downs. My apologies. McNeil hands it off. And getting nowhere. There is a flag, however, but, man, it's absolutely stuffed by the Rodriguez defense. We'll see what this flag's for. Okay, they must have took away the flag because they didn't call anything. So it's 2nd and 10 there for the Jaguars. Okay, yeah, there we go. Just a little late there. I beat the referee. My apologies. So there was a penalty, so that's actually gonna push up Bethel. 15-yard penalty there. So Bethel's going to get a little bit better field position. And they get a new set of downs. 4:20 left in this one, and then we're going to head off to halftime and let both teams and ourselves regroup. Little audible here. And the handoff, and it's not going anywhere. Getting stuffed. Man, that Rodriguez defense is just playing tough till the end. They're not letting up, and they're not giving up. And you know what? Might be overkill, but I like it. That's a good mindset. That's a good drive to have for this team. And then you know what? Keep it up, because you never know what could happen.
I like to see the Jaguars kind of take advantage of this one-on-one coverage by the Mustangs, as they sent wide receivers in motion and once you motion out your wide receiver and see the DB follow him all the way across the formation, that lets you know they're manned up. So maybe some pick routes or some slants, something that can beat man-to-man coverage could prove to be vital for this Jaguars offense.
2nd and 13, McNeil. This time he's going to air it out. And just a little long, yeah. Potentially looking for some pass interference there. That's Azika Jones. And kind of did look like Jaden Wright-Jackson, number 18 on the Rodriguez defensive side. Looked like he was grabbing the jersey a bit, but at the same time was a little over his head, so it's kind of one of those plays you really never know.
Yeah, but I really do like the call. I mean, like I said, man-to-man coverage, slot fade, which the Jaguars just ran. A great man beater right there, but just weren't able to connect on that one. But look for him to go right back to it.
Oh, and there's an unsportsmanlike conduct play called on the Jaguars, so that's actually going to back them up. So, yeah, that's not good. Not only not getting that pass interference potential call, but unsportsmanlike conduct backs you up. That is not great, and that's not a good look when you're down either. So we're going to run it back here for 3rd down. Let's see what the Jaguars can do this time around. 3rd and 28. They got a lot of ground to cover. A lot of ground. Let's see what McNeil and the offense can do. Just make something out of nothing. Handoff there for Darnell Jeffrey. And a little extracurricular activity. That's Azika Jones chirping at the Rodriguez defender. That was Zach Carvalho. They got into it a little bit, but got broken up quick. 4th and 28. Bethel's going to punt this one away and potentially give Rodriguez another chance to score before the half. And that would just increase the lead even more. And, oh, they're going for a little fake play potentially. And kind of looked like a face mask where we were sitting, but no call. And that was quite interesting to say the least on Bethel's part. Rodriguez is going to take over here, and they're going to have excellent field position.
And great open field tackle right there by number 13, Zach Carvalho, as he was one-on-one with the ball carrier out in space and was able to bring him down and keep him well short of the sticks to get that turnover on downs.
And you know what? That was kind of a revenge tackle, too, because the play before that, him and Azika Jones were kind of chirping at each other, and it looked like something might have kind of broke out, and Carvalho's kind of kept his composure, and he just showed out right there why he did that. So good play by him.
Asserting his dominance there.
There you go. Burke's going to take over here for the Mustangs on offense. They're at the 25, excuse me. And Seiss is going to push the load a little bit, pick up a few. Marcy's going to pick up 6 on that run. Bentley Williams back in the backfield. 2nd and 4 here. Burke, and hand it off to Bentley Williams. Man, nice. He just makes nice cuts, and he just knows how to read that field. And you know what? Kid's got a bright future if he keeps it up, keeps his work ethic. And like you said, Miles, hopefully he's still getting up at 6 a.m. and working on his craft.
Well, I know he is. Like I said, he's a determined and motivated kid, so he's putting his work in and day out.
bright future ahead. Like I said, if he can just keep it together and keep going, man, he's fun to watch, I will say that. 1st and 10, 42 seconds left, and then we're going to head to halftime. I'm sure Bethel's going to want to make some adjustments. A nice pass by Burke to number 4, Jermaine Missouri. And that's going to extend the lead. As you see here, Burke just kind of looking, and he was locking eyes with Missouri right as he took the snap, and Jermaine Missouri gets the score there. Nice pass by Burke. And we got a good one here for Rodriguez. Not for Bethel, unfortunately. But for Rodriguez, they got to be loving life right now, as they can potentially be up 40-0 and go into the half. Absolutely crazy. And it is good, so it is 40-0. Well, Bethel's going to have to make some defensive adjustments and overall adjustments into this halftime. We're going to also make some adjustments to the booth, as Drew's going to head out after this half, and Colin Szymanski's going to come in. He's actually going to take over for me as the play-by-play, and I'm going to scoot down to the color with Miles Meadows, so that should be quite interesting. Drew, thank you for joining us in this first half. We still have some time, but what have you liked so far, and what do you want to see going into the second half?
Man, I've liked everything Rodriguez has done. You know, the defense has been there. It's been 4 and out every single time. I'm not sure how much first downs Bethel has had, but it's got to be fewer than 3. And on the offensive side of the ball, you know, the pass has been great. Like you guys said, Bentley Williams, you know, he's done his thing all game like we've seen. My only concern for them would maybe to limit the flags, as you like to say, the dirty laundry.
Yeah, I stole that from my old broadcast partner, Cameron, so I can't take all the credit. Thanks, Cam. I appreciate your line. I promise I won't steal any more.
But a little earlier, you guys were saying they might be able to put up 50 or 60. Looking like they might blow that out the water now.
You know what? Yeah, Miles said 60, and I'd said 50 was realistic, but I kind of agree with you. That could easily get blown out of the water the way they're playing. And also, too, depending if Rodriguez decides to keep their starters in going into the second half here. So we'll see. Bethel's going to have a couple opportunities here to make something happen, potentially get a score on the board. But if not, it will be 40-0 going into the half. Rodriguez will have the lead. And, you know, one thing I got to give credit to for Bethel is, you know, they're short-staffed, and they got guys playing offense and defense, as we saw quarterback Kalen McHale get in there, get a tackle. You know, that's got to be tough on you, especially in a game like this where you're just constantly rotating between offense and defense the way Rodriguez is playing. I mean, Bethel's got to be, if not close to being gassed already, and they still have a whole another half to play. So hopefully during the halftime they can get well rested, but I can't imagine what's going through their minds. They look a little tired on the sideline, a few of them. But, I mean, it's hard to do that. You know, I got to give them credit. And breaking some tackles. Nice little handoff there, too. That was Keontae Rux making some plays. I like that. Get that energy going, Mr. Rux. You've been a nice bright spot for this Bethel team. Clock's going to wind down here as we're going to go to halftime. And right now is halftime. We have a score of 40-0. The Rodriguez Mustangs are at home playing the Bethel Jaguars, and they do have a big, comfortable lead. Like I said, we're going to be making some adjustments to the booth. Drew Kirby is going to sub out for Colin Szymanski, and Colin's going to come in and do play-by-play, and I'm going to go to color with Miles. So we'll have that set up for you when we come back to start the second half. Again, Rodriguez is up 40-0 against the Bethel Jaguars here in Fairfield, California, and we'll see you on the other side here on the Solano College Sports Network.
Hi, my name is Eric Visser. I'm in my 5th year as the athletic director of Solano College. To experience community college and its mission has been an outstanding experience. Solano College has a very rich tradition in intercollegiate athletics dating back to 1947. I'm very proud to communicate that rich tradition is still being continued with fine young men and women that represent Solano College on and off the court. In the fall we have the volleyball program. We have a very successful women's soccer program. We have both men's and women's basketball. And then we transition to 4 programs: baseball, of softball, men's women's tennis, and men's and women's swimming. It is our mission to excel our programs and our student athletes in academics. All of our student athletes are committed to give back to the community. And we would invite you to be a part of Solano College Athletics by visiting our website www.solanoathletics.com, and you feel a warm welcome at Solano.
College just got affordable. Up to 100% of enrollment fees can be reimbursed for first-time college students taking full-time classes. At Solano Community College, we are taking full advantage of this to further your future. With certificate and degree programs in industrial technology, aeronautics, biotechnology, and many others, Solano Community College is a staple for success. For more information, please contact the Financial Aid Office at 707-864-7000.
Welcome to TV 55. In this hands-on class at Solano Community College, you will learn all aspects of television production, how to use high-end cameras, lighting, and audio equipment in the field and right here in the studio. Whether you are looking at making better YouTube videos, educational or promotional segments, or finding your creative passion, enroll today. Get an art school education at the fraction of the cost. Visit us online at solano.edu.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting, whether you're commentating a live game,
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester, and remember,
It's more than just sports, it's an education.
All right, and we are just underway here. The second half of this game is just about to start. Rodriguez has a very comfortable lead, 40-0 going into this second half. Still some time left for Bethel to figure it out, but as they need to make adjustments on both sides of the field, we're going to make an adjustment now as I'm going to hand over play-by-play duties to Colin Szymanski. And Colin, it's your show. Take it over.
Thank you for that warm introduction, Blake. I really appreciate it. Happy to be back in the booth today. But, yeah, it's been quite a blowout. You guys had quite all the action in that first half. Hopefully I can get some action going on here, too. Hopefully some scoring, hopefully from Bethel as well. Like you guys were saying, they have 12 total points all season so far, and that hasn't changed in this first half. What adjustments do you guys think they need to make going into this?
I mean, their defense has kind of shown a little more life than their offense, which is weird to say because they've given up 40 points. But, I mean, of course, it starts with the offense. I mean, you got to get number 31, Kylan McNeil, going. Cameron Usher, as we talked about, that was Drew's guy. He kind of circled. He's been kind of quiet. Keontae Rux, the running back, he's a junior, number 22. He's been kind of the bright spot for this team on the offensive end, but not really anything else to show for it, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens here.
And here we go to start the second half. Mustangs kicking off. And it's a high kick. Picked up. Down the sideline, on the Mustangs sideline, and tackled down. That looks like a gang of Mustangs tackled him on that play. So really, just need a huge change from this, more aggressiveness from this Jaguars offense. They really need to be a little bit more aggressive. They were trying the pass game a little, but what do you guys think they need to do a little bit more?
I mean, Colin, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I really just don't think there's much that they can do on the offensive end. I mean, their offense, it's really limited as they don't have a true quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's always hard to run an offense, a pro-style offense at that, when your quarterback isn't, up to par. And not to take away from number 31, Keelan McNeil, but, he's more of a outside linebacker than he is quarterback.
Yeah, that's That's the sad truth there. I mean, he's doing great work for a sophomore. I've liked what I've seen. He sure is athletic, but quarterback, I mean, haven't seen too many accurate passes. I think the most athletic guy isn't always your best option at quarterback, you know.
Well, and it's a learning game. I mean, he's only a sophomore, so he has the benefit of the doubt. Again, that's 2 years to build on. But you know, in that same time period of 2 years, you can find another guy that can play quarterback, and he can just stick to being an outside linebacker, or you find someone to fill his role, and he becomes the main quarterback, and you don't see him out there on the defensive end. And I see you have brought your binoculars with us to the booth today.
Trying to get up close and on the action. Jaguars about to take over here on first down. It's a handoff. Oh no, quarterback keep. Nope, stopped up the middle. But it looks like number 5, Victor Cromie, in on the tackle.
Yeah, I just hope the Jaguars have tried to figure something out in the past 10 minutes during halftime. But however, if they haven't, I'm prepared because I have done some digging and I did find my second half blowout material. So I will be going in on that. But if they have, then well, I guess we'll have some action to commentate on, Colin.
Thank you. And viewers, reminder, with a score of 40-0, it is a running clock so far in this second half, unless Bethel can get on the board and cut the lead down a little bit. Handoff left. Cutting back and tackled by a big horde of Mustangs. Leading the defense is again Trevor Cromie, senior.
Yeah, and he got an assist from number 10, Isaiah Angulo, who has kind of been quiet tonight in the defensive end. In our last broadcast, he was pretty active, deflecting passes and getting tackles and assisting. He's been kind of quiet tonight, but showing he's got some life in him there, helping out with Cromie and the tackles. And Cromie, you know, I've been talking about him since the start. Again, he's everywhere on the defensive end, and he's just a tackling machine. And he doesn't look like he's going to be stopped tonight.
Jaguars starting to spread out the receivers. They got trips going to the left, one receiver to the right of the quarterback. Finally hoping to show a little pass here. Let's play action. And incomplete, intended for number 17. That's Jaden Hurth, the senior.
Yeah, one of the dangers right there of throwing quick screens against man coverage is when you have a cornerback as the caliber of Jeffrey Missouri, they sniff that out, and those routes can easily get jumped when corners are manned up and only have one responsibility, which is to stay in front of their receiver.
And that's going to bring up, looks like 4th down, and Jaguars are going to bring out the punting unit yet again. In the first half, they had 6 third-down failed conversions. They had to punt 6 times in that first half, and no change here. As the punt goes away, and it gets a Mustangs hop. It is picked up by the Jaguars, number 4. That's Ezekiel Jones.
Almost down at the 36-yard line.
And Mustangs are going to start again on their own side of the 50 with great field position to start this half.
Yeah, that's been the story of the game. I mean, you know, the Jaguars have had to punt it away, you just said, 6 times on 3rd down, but unfortunately those punts haven't really been too great either, and it's been setting up the Mustangs for great field position.
As we got 3 trips to the right. Quarterback goes, pass, caught, down the sideline, breaks a tackle, breaks another. Nope, he's out of bounds.
And on that one, there was no one lined up to cover. Number 1 right there, Andreas Adrizola, as he was just on an island, and Mustangs got the ball to him quick.
It was one-on-one coverage, and he was just good the whole way. As they're going to the same formation again here. On 1st down, fresh set of downs, handoff up the middle, 11. Cuts it back, goes back, and he's just running free. And what, another touchdown. Holy Toledo. Bentley Williams yet again. He's just having a game. And I circled him as my key player for this game because he's averaging 100 yards a game and looks like, again, another 100-yard game for him.
I want to add on to that the 100 yards he's averaging in this game, just this game alone. That was touchdown number 4 by himself.
Jeez.
Well, gentlemen, this is me digging into my second half blowout material. What are we thinking? Over, under on 65?
Nah, I think under. You're not going to run up the score that much. I don't think so. I hope not.
I'll do the man, I'm kind of in the pickle now. I'm going to do the under because I think they're going to get 60. If they get 65, though, again, wouldn't be shocked. But I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it at 60.
And we do have a Jaguar down on the field. I can't quite make out a number quite yet. And we have a replay ready for on that last touchdown here. And just running free. Secondary doesn't even get a hand on him. Just clear run right into the end zone. It wasn't even a design play to go back that way. He saw a broken play, was heading left, and just cut it back.
Yeah, that's that get loose juice once again on full display. Like I said earlier, Bentley proving me right once again about my 3 guarantees in life. But back to that gentleman's bet. I'm going to have to take the over, boys.
Hey, it wouldn't shock me, but I'm going to just keep it civil and keep it at 60. But, yeah, if they score above 65 or even at that mark, that would not surprise me.
And it looks like the Jaguar down is number 62, Justin Lewis, the junior, the O-line and D-lineman. He's been playing both sides of the ball tonight, and looks like he's able to come up off on his own power. Nope, that's number 6. Apologies, Anthony Young, the sophomore, the running back and quarterback.
Yeah, he's been kind of active for them on both sides of the ball, too. It looks like he's coming off the field with his own will, so that's good. The medical staff is with him, but he does look okay, and we do hope that he's not in any serious pain or that injury is serious, and we'll see him back in this game because they could use him on both ends of the ball.
Mustangs going for the PAT here, hoping to make it a 47-0 game. And the kick is up. No, it is. Oh, we have a flag running into the kicker. A bit of frustration shown by Bethel there. I mean, I can't blame him, but.
Yeah, that was number 21, Micaiah Broussard, the junior, who ran into the kicker and kind of like stepped over him, might have said something. Can't really see or hear from our angle, but it looks like I did see him step over him, maybe some words there. And, you know, you can't let that frustration get to you. I understand what the score is, but sometimes you just, in life, you got to just deal with things.
Yeah, I'm going to have to second that, Blake. I mean, there's no room for that. I mean, just blowing up the kicker for no reason on a PAT, not a fan of that.
And this just seems like frustration boiling over. The past 2 games, they've been just blowouts from the Bethel. And it's not the season they've been hoping so far. And there's still plenty of season left to turn it around, but it's not. It really weighs on a player when you see this happening game in and game out. So they're going to take the frustration out, but not always in the best way, like you guys were saying.
Yeah, and their head coach for Bethel, Daniel Martinez, I'm sure he is just frustrated. But at the same time, you know, you got to feel for him a bit. I mean, he's got his offensive guys playing defense. His defensive guys are playing offense. I mean, we just saw, you know, one of those injured players, Anthony Young. I mean, that's a guy who's a utility player, running back, wide receiver, a weapon, and he plays in the secondary as one of their corners. So, I mean, you know, if he's out this game, I mean, that's a loss. And not only that, but I mean, that depletes your roster more than it already is, because this is definitely a smaller roster.
And that penalty is going to move the kick to the 45-yard line on the opposite side of the 50. 15-yard penalty on the kickoff, and it's just going to go, high kick. Able to return it. Refs blow it dead. They're just saying touchback, even though he decided to run it out.
Yeah, the rule in high school is if you catch the ball in the end zone, it's automatically a touchback.
Oh, thank you for that, Miles.
No problem.
Love the insight. I played high school football as well, but we didn't have too many kicks going through the end zone like that. It was more trying to do pooch kick styles, at least that my team was doing at St. Pat's.
Yeah, just different play styles, obviously. 2 different schools. It makes sense.
Different styles, different coaching tactics.
Yeah. There's a lot to it. I mean, I don't think really anyone can, you know, there's always, and it's in professionals too, where you get the comparisons to, he's like a certain coach or this and that. In reality, everyone is different, and everyone has different styles and how they coach and stuff.
Yeah. And you see that even today in the NFL.
Yeah.
There's so many coaching styles, even with the pass dominated league like we see now, there's still so many different tactics you see. And Jaguars, number 4 going in motion for them there. 2 receivers to the right. Quick pass to the running back. Nope, it looks like it was tipped at the line by the Mustangs D lineman.
Yeah, and Hazika Jones was in the motion there, but I really liked on the Rodriguez defensive side, number 13, Zach Carvalho, sticking with him and like keeping up with him, you know, because it looked like for a minute there Jones kind of got away from him, and then all of a sudden Carvalho is sprinting to the same side as Jones, so good job there.
And this has been a great bounce back game for the Mustangs, especially on defense. So far, pitching a shutout after a pretty tough loss for them last week. Their first loss of the season. Here, so far, we're getting a good bounce back game. Boost their confidence back up. Keep moving forward.
Yeah, and I mean, compared to their last game, they only scored 20 and they put up 40 in the
Quarterback
first
going
half.
back, and no one's in the area. I don't know if that's a miscommunication or just hoping the receiver would see something that he didn't. There's just no direction, and we have a Jaguar down. It is 52, Charles Fontenette III, the senior. Oh, nope. Apologies. That's 22, Keontae Rux. Pretty tough to see, and he is frustrated. He does not want to come out, and I really I like that devotion from a player. Like, tough game so far, but you don't want to go out. You don't want to die easy. You don't want to die on your knees.
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, but it seems like most of these passes from this Jaguar offense, the Mustangs have been the intended targets. I mean, they've been closer to the ball than any Jaguar receivers.
I haven't seen mixed progressions, going your first, second, third, and fourth options. I haven't seen a lot of that. It's just kind of, okay, the play's going here, let's go for it. I get it, it's high school football, but still, you want to, if you're going to grow, especially for the sophomore quarterback, you want him to know those progressions.
Exactly right, Colin.
He goes back to pass again. He's scrambling, has no time. He has to run it, bringing up to the Jaguar sideline. Cuts and breaks a tackle, gets the first down and a lot more, and we have a flag coming in. Oh! Cromie has to hold back his teammate. Bit of chirping and pushing and shoving, and number 4 has to be held back for the Jaguars. Hikaya Jones again, he's getting held back by his own lineman.
Yeah, Jones has been chirping at Rodriguez defenders, and now he's looking like he's chirping again. I don't know if that conversation is carrying over to Zach Carvalho. They kind of got into it earlier.
Coach just trying to calm him down and speaking the words of wisdom. Like, you can't let these emotions get to you too much. As we just heard, he says he came after me. Well, the ref sees the reaction, not what initially started it, more times than not. So looks like after that good run, this could be backing up the Jaguars. They just, we're going to look at the replay on that last run there. Ooh, and there you see the hit that caused the penalty. Looks like a blindside block. Most definitely on the Jaguars, and that's going to back them up after a really good running play by the quarterback we were just talking about.
Yeah, McNeil showing off some speed and a little bit of those wheels. Unfortunately, though, he's going to lose that progression due to that penalty.
And that's going to bring up, looks like, 3rd down. That's going to be a 3rd and long. Definitely a 3rd and long. 3rd and 18. 3rd and 20 possibly. And as a reminder, it is running clock with a 46-0 score of Rodriguez over the Jesse Bethel Jaguars. And even right there we can see the line just a little, they're deflated. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, I think the emotions and everything's starting to kind of come into realization for Bethel. But you know what? They're showing. I mean, you know, they're showing a little bit of fight. I mean, you know, you don't want to start the fights necessarily, but you know, I mean, if you were down, I don't think you'd be picking fights like that if you didn't have that type of energy. So I will give them that, but
definitely,
you know,
some players still showing resilience, but others looks like they're just ready for the bus to take them home.
Yeah, starting to get a little colder now here.
Wind is picking up. We're seeing all the confetti from the fans flying across the field, and it's 6.5 remaining in the third. Looks like Party in the USA theme of the student zone.
Yeah, I'll tell you who's not down. It's that Rodriguez student section. They are up.
They're lively
Shotgun
crowd.
snap, quarterback pass. Picked off. Trevor. Nope.
That's Zach Carvalho.
Carvalho, if the pick. And like you were just saying, Miles, the passes look more intended to the Rodriguez, as we'll look at that pick yet again.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that pick was well overdue for the Mustangs. I mean, they've had plenty of chances to pick the ball up, and finally they capitalized on it and pounced on it and took advantage of it.
Yeah, kind of surprised it's overall the first pick of the game, but as Rodriguez's side, I mean, their defense has been phenomenal. Really surprising that they just got their first pick of the game. Although on another point too, they really haven't gotten to the quarterback either.
First turnover of the game, and it brings up 1st and goal from the 10-yard line for the Mustangs. Their best field position of the night, no doubt. Shotgun goes to pass. He's going to scrambling right. And too high for the running back, Bentley Williams. Just too high. He can do it all so far, it seems, tonight, but just a bit out of reach. Now, if that was for one of his taller of the Williams brothers, who average a 6'3" height, probably could easily rack that in. But
yeah, and something that we haven't touched on thus far in this broadcast is the pass protection by the Rodriguez offensive line, as it's been stellar all night. Dylan's had a lot of time to sit back there and go through his reads and progressions and deliver a good ball.
Twins right. Quick pass. Caught. And in for the touchdown. That's number 1, Andre Arizzola.
All right, let's go. Let's go. one score closer to my 65 mark.
Ooh,
almost there. Right. Oh, boy. I really just don't want to go 0 for 2 on bets in this broadcast. As you remember last time, Colin got
you
me
on the vet with that kickoff for Vacaville last week. Not the week before.
The week before.
All right.
I just remembered that now. You guys are talking about that. Hey, in your defense, Miles, you go into, we got plenty of games, and we still got basketball season
we got plenty of games
to go
for you to bring that average back up. Ooh. Yeah, looks like we are waiting on the PAT. Head coach for Bethel is going to talk to the ref. Looks like we have a penalty on Rodriguez.
Dead ball, personal foul penalty called against the Mustangs. Will be assessed.
It's going to be assessed to the kickoff, and we're waiting for the PAT here. Looking to make it 54. Kicks away, and we have a whistle. Quite a few penalties tonight.
Oh, more than quite a few, my friend. You're being nice.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of penalties for a game that probably shouldn't have this many penalties, if I can just say that out loud. But
with the penalties, though, I wouldn't say it's been like dirty. Like we've only had the one or two scuffles, not even just a bit of like, hey, I didn't like what you did there, maybe, but nothing dirty, nothing unprofessional for the most part. Only one here and there, as the kick is away and blocked. And you cannot pick it up and score like you do in the NFL. That ball is dead, and it's going to stay a 53-0 game. with 2.5 to go in this third quarter as the clock continues to run.
All right, I'm going to need a defensive touchdown and then 4 and out and another score, and I'll win the bet.
Miles, you are willing to go on that bet.
Oh, yeah.
Miles got a steak dinner on the line if you don't get it.
Right.
How about that? Every broadcast we make a little slight bet here and there. And the end of the season, whoever has the most, a little dinner. Maybe not steak dinner. I don't know about that, but a little dinner here and there.
That's something I'm willing to commit to. Sounds
right.
good.
Appreciate that, Miles. Let's get it.
I'll be in the middle. I'll be the judge. I'm not the biggest bettor.
You try to keep the track.
Yeah, I'll keep track and I'll keep it civil.
And with the dead ball penalty before the PAT, it's going to back the Mustangs to kick off from their 25. Now, is this going to be a Vacaville kickoff repeat? He's going to get it to the 30 or no? Or
no shot. No shot.
That was crazy, though. I will say on a side note, non-football related, to whoever has to clean up all the confetti on the field.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure everybody here appreciates you, the staff and everybody, and you have a tough job, and I appreciate you, whoever you are. So thank you, and I'm so sorry that you have to do what you got to do.
And the kick is away. It's a squib kick to the up man. Picks it up, running to the Bethel sideline. Gets a block, tries to cut, nope. Ooh, he is dipped. It is professional wrestling. Ooh, and that was number 6, Mekhi Johnson, in on the hit. Just the dip and drop.
Yeah.
And it could have gotten a lot worse with that. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad. I've seen a lot worse kind of dips in my days.
I mean, real quick, though, did I win the bet? The ball didn't go to the 30. I mean,
sure, we'll give you one.
All right, 1-1. I'm on the board.
1-1 so far.
I'm on the board.
Sure.
I'm on the board.
As Blake writes it down in his log with his stats. These are the stats we care about here on Solano Broadcasting.
Hey, like I said, we're going to be digging into this blowout material.
Well, speaking of, if we can stay on the topic for football, opening week in the NFL is upon us. Last night we saw what I think is, I mean, it's so early, but what a just potential at the end of the day could be game of the year in that Lions-Kansas City game, even though unfortunately Kansas City has to blame the receivers for their loss. And, you know, of course they didn't have Travis Kelce, but I'll say one thing, I'm not a Lions fan and I don't root for them because they're in the same division as my team, but that's a way to start the season for football.
That is a heck of a way to start the season. And we were talking earlier with different coaching tactics. How about that going for it on the fake punt in your second drive of the season against the defending Super Bowl champs of Kansas City? And they are no slouch.
Yeah, for sure. Blake, Colin, I mean, you guys mentioned that coaching tactic right there. I'm a huge fan of Dan Campbell, the Lions head coach, former Cowboy, by the way, my favorite team. That's why he's so smart. But, yeah, no, great win by the Lions last night, and I think they solidified that, you know, they're a contender this year, knocking off the Super Bowl champs in week 1.
And with Rodgers out of the NFC North, it is a pretty wide open division. I know the Vikings, your team, Blake, won it last year, but it is so far wide open. It is any team's division in that one.
Yeah, well, Rodgers exiting, too, it also opens the door for a guy I'm excited for. I'm not excited for the team he plays for because they're my nemesis, but Jordan Love, I think, maybe not this year, but give him some time, and he's going to be the talk of the town for a quarterback. He won't be, obviously, nobody's going to overtake Mahomes. Let's pump the brakes here. I'm not trying to talk crazy like that, but coming out of college, I liked him. I was just really mad that, of course, Green Bay had to draft him. That kind of makes sense in the way things go. But you know what? I am rooting for him in particular, and I think, again, in a couple years, he's going to be one of the quarterbacks we're talking about.
Most definitely. As we are here with 6 and change left in the fourth quarter, here with running clock as the Jaguars take over on downs with first down to go. And it's a handoff up the middle. And out to the outside and taken down by a horde of Mustangs.
And And on one positive note, it is good to see Keontae Rux come back in the game for Bethel. We saw him kind of limp off the field, and it didn't look that great. And you don't know if you're going to put him back in with the way the score is, but he's back in there and he looks good. So good to see that. Never want to see anybody hurt, no matter whether you're blowing the other team out or you're on that team. So good to see Mr. Rux back in there.
It's a long season left, boys, and we definitely want to see these players make it through to the end. You never want to see players go down. I've had a season where 3 of our players before the season even started tore ACLs.
Oh.
Difficult season to come back from, and definitely do not wish that upon my worst enemy. And another handoff up the middle to Keontae, and he's going to bring it to the Jaguar sideline, taken down, but not until getting close to the first down. And he does pick up the first down. It's a first down, Jaguars.
Yeah, Rux showing a little bit of that burst and a little bit of that speed. Unfortunately, it's coming just a little too late, but you know what? Something to build off. Maybe you kind of start to just build that offense, run heavy and around him. You never know. I don't know what's going through the coach's head, but
shotgun, handoff up the middle. Keontae Rux again. Got Bethel sideline. And he's going to pick up. Ooh, a late hit. Late hit. There comes the flag.
And they're all coming
There's the flags. With all this wind, those flags almost flew away.
I saw about 4 flags come out.
Easily. That's an obvious call. Late hit out of bounds. Going to pick up the first down. And Jaguars are going to be the closest to the end zone they've been all night there in the red zone. As the referees discuss it, it's got to clarify on which number that's going to be on. We look forward to the end of this game where our own Miles Meadows, will be interviewing with head coach Miles King for Rodriguez. Brings up first and goal for the Jaguars with 3 and change left. Jaguars figuring out their play. Hand off to. And there's a fumble on the field. It's picked up by Rodriguez. And Jaguars fans cannot catch a break tonight. We have a Mustang down. It is number 40 for Rodriguez. That's Domingo Daines. Oh, he's coming off the field, it looks like, on his own power. But it is a turnover yet again from the Rodriguez defense, and they are going to take over on downs with 2:25 left as they are getting close to the 2-minute warning, and then this game will be run out.
Yeah, this one's ticking down away, kind of one of our more quicker games, and hopefully we won't have too many of those this season going forward. But unfortunately, sometimes you just run into those type of games, and that kind of thing happens, but it's all good. You know what? Every loss is some sort of learning curve in a way. You just got to figure it out. And, for Rodriguez, they have had a great game on all sides of the ball, but if I'm Miles King, the first thing I'm addressing as a negative for this game, got to clean up the penalties. Just way too many, especially when you're leading the game the whole time. You can't have that many penalties.
Way too many penalties. All those penalties, a much better team would really go back to haunt you.
Oh, take advantage for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if this was against Vacaville, like they have a matchup in a couple weeks, and Vacaville was potentially down, they could have had a chance to run it back.
You got to clean it up when you're facing these league opponents. As it is second and down for the Mustangs, and they're going to be tackled just in the line of scrimmage, possibly a gain of none. And it brings up third down. And no 2-minute warning, actually, with the running clock. We are at the minute mark, and looks like Miles, I'm probably going to win the bet. They are not going to get to like you were saying, it looks like it'll stay 53-0 loss. And Blake, thank you for marking that. That is 2-1, Miles.
I got it. If I said I'm the middleman, I got to keep track for you guys. So right now, Colin, you do have a 2-1 lead. But again, plenty of season left. Not just football. We do have some basketball games. And even going into our, even when the semester's over, you know, we still have games to work.
Indeed,
and
we do.
Even though I'm in my last semester here, I'm going to work those games just for that extra experience and just because basketball for me is where I shine the brightest. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
And here, Rodriguez knelt it down. We're running down the clock, and it's going to do it. This has been a 53-0 win for Rodriguz Mustangs. They will go on to be 3-1. And next week here on a Thursday night football instead of Friday night lights, we will have Rodriguez versus Rosemont join us for the next game, September 14th, ladies and gentlemen. And now we thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to bring it to Miles Meadows, interviewing head coach Miles King for the Mustangs. Miles?
Hello, it's Miles Meadows here with head coach of the Rodriguz Mustangs, Miles King. First off, congratulations on a great win this week. How was the defense able to bounce back after a lackluster performance last week, pushing the set out in this one?
Well, our defense really locked in. Film sessions, our leaders really stepped up, weren't afraid to call people out, and corrected a lot of our mistakes.
Just give me a little bit of insight on your thoughts and your progression of junior quarterback Dylan Burke, how he's progressed over the course of his 3 years here at Rodriguez. What's allowed him to continue to grow and flourish in the system?
He's taking over as the full-time starter this year. He's done an excellent job of just taking care of the ball and putting us in the right situation. Like today, a couple of our pass plays, he actually checked into a couple of our touchdowns today. So he's seen the field really well and just getting better every week.
Just looking forward, just give me some insight on how you think this team stacks up against teams like Bethel Jaguars and winning the MDL this year.
I'm not going to comment on their teams, but I know that if we do what we're supposed to do, we'll be all right. We'll be somewhere. We want to make it to the playoffs. That's our goal.
This is Miles Meadows here once again with Coach King as the Rodriguez bested the Bethel Jaguars in this one 53-0. And thank you for watching Solano College Sports Broadcasting Network. And we'll see you next week. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah.